Hey guys, this is Natalie from Inspired Alignment. I'm coming on today to do a reading for the collective masculine energy for this full moon that we just had here on the 16th of August. So this is just going to be like general messages for the masculine collective. If you are like a twin flame or resonate with that, you can definitely apply that to your twin flame journey. And if you're not a twin flame, then this could just be, if you are a masculine, like things that, are going on within your life, like things that you need to know, like what the energies are that you're working with at the moment. And also like if you're dealing with masculine energies within your life, this can kind of give you like an idea of like what is going on with them at this time. So please take whatever resonates, and whatever doesn't, just disregard it. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. And if the reading does resonate at all, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. So I'm going to go ahead and get started for the masculine collective energy for this full moon that we just had here. Okay, Spirit. What do we need to know about how the masculine collective energy is being affected by this full moon that we just had, this full moon in Aquarius? What do we need to know about the energy? Okay. Let's see. Okay, the first card that we have is the Five of Air. Wow. Second card is the Seven of Air. And the third card is the Ace of Air. Lots of air going on here. And this is a full moon in Aquarius, so I guess that makes sense because Aquarius is an air sign. So underneath the deck we have the Child. Wow. The Father. Wisdom. Abundance. Choice, and union. Okay. Wow, really interesting. Okay, so what I'm seeing for the masculine energies right now is there's definitely, I feel like, a lot of like thinking going on, like but I don't feel like it's like the typical like thinking. I feel like there's like a shift or something that's happened that has the masculine energies really like contemplating things that they are just now discovering. Like I'm almost getting like a sense of like epiphanies or realizations here, and like that's something that is being like thought about at this time. I feel like almost like a sense of like guilt too. Like I feel like they're like the masculine energies are kind of being pushed to remove like some form of a mask that they've been wearing, some kind of a facade that they've been putting on. And there's something about doing that that makes them feel very vulnerable. I feel for a lot of the masculines, this is a sense of like vulnerability and like having to like communicate. And then for others, I feel like when the mask is removed and like truths are kind of spoken, that there's like this sense of like guilt of maybe like who they really are underneath the mask. The wings here in all of these cards are really kind of standing out to me as well. So like to me, I get like a sense of like elevation and kind of rising up. I feel like this energy is a little bit challenging, but it is ultimately elevating the masculine energy. And I feel like it's also pushing masculine energies to communicate more to people within their lives, like to themselves, and even like to like spirit or source or God or like whatever your belief is. I feel like there's like an evaluation here of things that they've done in the past. Like it's almost like judgment on themselves for like actions and behaviors of the past that they're really kind of looking at. Like they're not ignoring it and avoiding it anymore. They're really taking a look at things that they've done, and they are like being pushed to communicate about it and being kind of pushed to really look at the truth of what has taken place. So underneath the deck here, I have the child and the father. So this is pretty obvious that many in the masculine collective energy are focusing. There's something here about parent and child. That father energy is really like significant. And this could be happening in many different ways for different masculines. So they could be focusing on, you know, them as a father. They could be focusing on the relationship that they have with their father, kind of healing like childhood wounds, like inner child healing. And for some, I do feel like this is them as a father now, and what that kind of means to like be a father, to have a child. For some, I feel like it's like that a time in their life, like where maybe they are contemplating like wanting to have children if they don't have children. If they, you know, would be a good father. And then again, I feel like it's that even with those situations, it's them also reflecting on them as a child and how their relationship was with their father. So there's just like this, this like underlying theme of childhood and kind of like that father type of energy here, like really looking at those father figures that have been within their lives, and then also looking at themselves as somebody who is, you know, meant to kind of carry that fatherly type of energy. whether they decide to have children or not, just as a man in general, like you still kind of hold like a father-like type of an energy. Okay, so then we have here the wisdom and abundance. So I feel like there's like this, I feel like this has kind of been happening, but it's kind of like coming all up to the surface now. Like there's been this like reflection within about like abundance within masculine's lives. So I do feel like this is on, you know, a financial, material level, trying to figure out like how to basically build the life that they want in a material and financial way. And I feel like for some, the reason why they're having to kind of go inward and really kind of reevaluate this is because I feel like there's almost been like a shift in what they thought was abundance, or like what they thought they wanted. Like there's been like some changes, and so they're kind of like going within to really kind of figure out like what it is that they do truly want, and how like to kind of manifest this into their reality. And then we have here choice and union. So I guess like this, you know, may be a strong message for those who resonate with twin flame journey. I feel like, you know, there is a lot of like this thinking and reflection about a choice that has been made about about a union, or like still kind of contemplating like what choice is going to be made with this union. Basically still feeling like they're unsure of like what choice to make here. Do they want to try to come together in union with the divine counterpart, or is that like not going to work? Are they still trying to kind of push away from that? And I think that you know, all of this I feel like has a lot to do with what's going on in the mental space, and this like kind of clarity and realization of all of these like things going on. Like I feel like there's a big shift here, and so it's really having the masculine energies kind of go within and try and figure out like what is going on within them and what is going on within their lives, because things are kind of shifting and changing. Yeah, I mean, for those who are not on a twin flame journey, I feel like, you know, there still could be, with any kind of a relationship, or relationships within like masculine people's lives, there's like this kind of question of whether or not to kind of stay in a relationship or leave a relationship, go into a new relationship or not. Like there's this like uncertainty about what to do as far as coming together with people. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clarify this to see what other messages we can get here. What other messages do the masculine energy collective need to know about the messages that have already been given here? What other messages do we need to know for the masculine collective energy, spirit? Okay. What is this Five of Air about? Five of Air. No. Sorry, I had the deck upside down. I'm like, oh, I don't usually have reversals. Okay, so this Five of Air is clarified by the Two of Cups. So yeah, I feel like, you know, for some, there has been like, especially in specific relationships, for those who are twin flames, this could be like with their divine feminine or twin flame counterpart. It's like taking off the mask, and I feel like this is happening in different ways. Like there's a taking off of the mask so that they can present who they really are to the person that they are wanting to have like a commitment with. And then I also feel like there is this like removal of the mask that kind of shows that they have no emotion, or they're not emotional. And I feel like it's like a reflection of themselves. Like they're kind of taking off the mask that they've been wearing. And realizing, I guess, like how they've been acting, or like how like non-emotional they've been, or how much they've like let this mask kind of like shape who they are. And I do like feel like this is definitely within specific relationships here. I'm also getting that like for some masculine energies that there is some have experienced like a Kundalini awakening, for sure. And that is kind of that's what like this big huge shift is going on here. And then for others, I just feel like there's like epiphanies and realizations, just like that they maybe have not been like their true self, especially when it comes to like emotions and love and specific relationships with certain people. Okay, so what is the Seven of Air about for the masculine energies? Okay, yeah, we have the Death card. So yeah, it's I feel like it's almost like putting it's not I feel like it's not actually the action of doing it, but it's like the thinking of like you know, like putting an end to like maybe old ways of being, putting an end to specific situations within their life. I am also picking up here that for some masculine energies who are in like a commitment or a relationship, and they don't really they're not really happy within that relationship. I feel like for some during this time, they are going to be kind of removing that mask and letting that person know, you know, how they feel, and kind of putting an end to those relationships that aren't really serving them anymore. Yeah. I definitely feel like a big transformation going on here. Can I have another card for this Seven of Air, Spirit? Another card for the Seven of Air. Yeah, Three of Swords, heartache. So for some, this is the, you know, them ending a relationship. For some, it's ending this chapter of their life that was like painful, and I'm picking up for a lot, like it's almost like pain that they created, but it's like they're judging themselves on this. and it's painful to them, and they want to like put an end to it because they can see it now, like they're seeing it clearly now. I just heard for some, this was pain that like this group of like men has created within. I heard Empress, so this would be like pain that they feel they've created in the divine feminine's life, that they're really kind of taking a look at right now. Okay, so what is this Ace of Air for masculine energy? Okay, Ten of Swords. Yeah, so I have a big message here of like a group of masculine putting an end to a relationship that they feel is not fulfilling to them. Speaking up, taking off the mask. I feel like for the group that, you know, is dealing with this, they're kind of they're struggling with doing it because they know it's going to cause like heartache. But I ultimately feel like they are being pushed really hard to do this. And then for others, I feel like this is them wanting to communicate about an ending. Okay. Can I have another card for this Ace of Air, please, Spirit? Okay, King of Wands. Yeah, so I feel like this is definitely like a king of like action here. So I feel like even though there's like a lot of this thought going on of like, should I do it, should I not? It ultimately, I feel like, is going to be done. Whether this is leaving a relationship that is no longer fulfilling to them, or communicating to people within their life that they ended a relationship with, wanting to kind of be more vulnerable, remove the mask, and kind of communicate about things on more of an emotional level. Okay, so let's see what the Child and Father card is about for masculine energies. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. I definitely feel like for some, like a group of masculines here, I feel like they're definitely like waiting, I guess, to be a father. Yeah, like wanting to like, well, for some I feel like they're like waiting to become a father, like trying to get themselves ready for that. But it's like patiently waiting, I guess. And then for others, I feel like there's almost like this contemplation of like how to be like a provider. You know, like, am I providing enough for my children? I'm almost getting to like a sense of like just kind of like tired of having that responsibility. Trying to think of like new ways to create like abundance within their life, in order to be like a provider for themselves and for others. Like I get like a sense of like contemplation here. Definitely. And it kind of ties into with this wisdom and abundance, like really kind of going within and thinking about like how like new ways or different ideas of like how to kind of create this abundance. And for some of them, it has to do with, you know, creating like a nice home and having like all the things that like a family would need or that children would need, and like their role in that, like the responsibility that they feel like they carry as a man, and like trying to figure out like how to kind of like do this. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so let's get one card for the wisdom and abundance. Wisdom and abundance. Okay, yeah, the world card. So yeah, I almost feel like, you know, like viewing the world in a different way. Because like we have this, there's like an ox and a lion like down at the bottom of the card. To me, those are like very like masculine type of energies, very like sturdy, strong. Like I feel like this need for like wanting to be like this strong, sturdy person. But kind of seeing it different than maybe they have before. And also kind of looking at like the role that they're playing within the world. This like kind of like masculine type of energy and how that kind of connects into material abundance. And like the responsibility that they carry because of that. Can I have another card here for wisdom and abundance? Spirit, one more card for that. Okay, the wheel. All right, so definitely I feel like there's a shift, there's a change. There are like cycles ending here. I almost feel like for some, like figuring out like how to manifest and create abundance within their life without having to feel like they're working super hard and not kind of like receiving the harvest that they should be receiving from all of the hard work that they're doing. Like they're trying to almost come up with a different way to do this. Seeing things differently, making like a different, trying a different like tactic here. And then also kind of like just looking at what it is that they believe to be abundance. Like I feel like there's a shift in how they are viewing that, what abundance really is. Okay, so can we get one card for the choice and union? What is this choice and union about? Spirit, choice and union. Okay, 3 of Cups. For some, I mean, this could be like 3 choices. 3 different paths. For others, I feel like there is like a celebration that is like possible here, but the choice isn't like really being made. And then I feel like for some, there's almost like 3 women involved here. So I mean, it could be 3 different women that, you know, there's like a choice between 3 different women, but this could also be like, you know, mother, sister, daughter. Like this could just be like women within their life that are kind of playing a role here as to like the choices that they're needing to make when it comes to getting into relationships. I'm going to get one more card on that. Can I have one more card for this? Okay. Three of Wands. Okay, so another 3 here. I do have like the sense of like, you know, two coming together, two people coming together and creating something. Like there's like a decision or a choice that needs to be made, like on whether or not they want to do this. And for others, I feel like maybe there is like third party situations going on within their life that they're having to kind of like make choices about during this time. All right, so let's see. I'm going to pull just a few cards here for like the future energy. So like what is coming. I'm just going to, I guess, go ahead and pull it on all of them, I think. Okay, so what is the future energy here for the 5 of Air, Spirit? Like within this next moon cycle. So like the next 30 days. Okay, the Knight of Wands. So definitely like this action towards revealing themselves on more of an emotional level, or revealing some kind of a truth that they've been holding back on. And definitely could have a lot to do with like partnerships. So there is going to be like, for some, I'm seeing like the leaving of a relationship. Because it's like going in, I don't know, for some reason I'm feeling like it's leaving the relationship. And for others, I feel like it's going back to the past, going back to something from the past, and kind of expressing themselves to somebody from their past. Okay, what is this 7 of Air? What is the future energy of the 7 of Air? Okay, the 5 of Pentacles. And in this deck, so I'm feeling like for those who are leaving a relationship and making that decision, like there are going to be people within their lives that are going to feel like they've been left out in the cold. And I think that's why they're having such a hard, time making this choice right now, because I think they know that. But I mean, like, these people are only out in the cold because they're choosing to be out in the cold. Like, there's a building, like, right behind them that they just are not entering. Yeah, I feel like regardless of whatever the situation is here, whatever the choice is, whatever like ending or discussion or whatever that needs to happen here, like there are going to be people that just feel left out in some way. But I feel like masculine energies are kind of like, they're aware of the fact that they need to kind of cut certain people and relationships and situations out of their life right now. So, okay, let's see what is the future energy for this Ace of Air. Okay, we have the 8 of Pentacles. So, building something, creating something new, working on something. So this could be like kind of rebuilding up their life after leaving a relationship or a situation. And then for others, I feel like this could be like the rebuilding of a relationship, like through like communication here after an ending. Let's get one more card on that. Can we have one more card here for the Ace of Air? Okay, I feel like for a lot of the masculine energies, I don't even feel like relationships, if there's like there's leaving relationships that are no longer serving them, and they're just kind of like focusing on themselves, and working on like career or building up their life again, and they're kind of like um, getting rid of like the thought of like it's like this whatever this specific relationship was, if they had hope, you know what I mean, that it was going to be something better than it was, like they're kind of like giving up on, like, you know, they're finally like done with it and kind of like dumping that cup out, like, you know, I'm like, it's not, I'm hearing it's not what I thought. um and then for others, I feel like even after dumping, like they still, I feel like there's something that happens where they like kind of dump this cup out, but I feel like it was like that fourth cup was like an illusion. And it's like they're realizing like how that cup basically wasn't something that was real. And so they're kind of dumping that out, and now they have like the three cups like sitting there for them. Um, which the three cups is like more of like is like that celebration, and it also kind of connects here with like these choices. So um, you know, there could be like three different choices too. That's what these three cups are representing. Okay, let's look at the future energy for the father and child. What do we need to know for the future energy of father and child? Okay, the Page of Cups in reverse. I feel like this is like a hesitation. Can I have another card here for this? Ten of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I feel like still like within this next like month or so, there's just a lot of healing, because I feel like, I mean, if these cards were right side up, I feel like there would be like progress being made forward, like that, like the fish kind of coming out of the cup and realizing like it's just a fish in that cup. And like on an emotional level, like I'm just feeling like taking like a step forward. And then here with this Ten of Wands, like this is kind of dropping all of those heavy burdens and, you know, just holding on to the one wand that you need. But I feel like it came out, both of these came out in the reverse, and because we have the Seven of Pentacles here, it's like this this feeling of like stagnation or like waiting. I mean, and this is only going like for the next 30 days here. So I just feel like whatever, like there's still like some growth that needs to be done here as far as like the father-child type of energy. This could be, you know, trying to conceive a child. Like, you know, like there's still more time that needs to go by. And then like for those who are kind of healing like inner child's wounds and stuff, like there's just some more healing that needs to kind of happen here within like the next 30 days, because these are going to like turn right side up, they just aren't right now. Okay, so let's get a card for the wisdom and abundance, future energy for wisdom and abundance. The Moon. Yeah, so I feel like yeah, it's almost like an angry energy here. Like they're definitely going to be seeing things differently when it comes to like being a provider and a supporter, and kind of like what that means for them. And for some, I feel like there's almost like this feeling of like anger, after kind of like coming like to some realizations or seeing things in a different way. And also I feel like we also have like eclipses, another eclipse that's coming up in December. Like I feel like that might be significant here. I know that's a ways out, but like that, I feel like, you know, it may take until that time frame for them to really kind of work this out. I have another card here for the wisdom and abundance. Queen of Cups. Okay. So this is Cancerian, Cancerian, or, well, I also have, no, I would say Pisces and Cancerian energy here. I know there's not a full moon in Cancer this year. Okay, so the next full moon would be in Pisces. So this is coming up. Yeah, this is coming up here in September's full moon. So the end of September, something is going to be taking place here with the masculine energy, and like completing a cycle, kind of going into a new direction as far as like abundance and material possessions, and just, you know, like all that kind of stuff. I feel like for this group of like masculines here, like there is a significant change that is happening around the end of September here. Interesting. It could definitely be even like a divorce, or like leaving a home, leaving like a supportive financial situation. That could be like kind of too like what this contemplation is with the father and child, if they have, you know, children in the home. Like that's interesting. Okay, so let's see what this choice and union card is about for the future energy here. It's the future energy of choice and union. Okay, Knight of Swords, and it's in the reverse. And then under the deck here I have like this Four of Wands, and then the Three of Cups, celebration. Oh my gosh, and then the Hierophant. Holy crap. So I definitely feel like for some, there's like within like this next like 30 days or so, there is like a choice that is being made to kind of come together with someone or take a particular path forward. And with this Knight of Swords in reverse, I feel like they aren't going to come in like aggressively. Like that's almost like why there's like this time that needs to be taken, and like these other situations and stuff that like kind of need to be like worked out within their lives, is because like they don't want to come in, you know, like super aggressive, or like creating like a war, you know what I mean? Like I feel like for some, like there's things that need to happen within their life, things that need to like change, and they want to do it the right way before, you know, before they go into like a long-term committed relationship with a particular person. For some, like there could be a relationship that they're in right now that isn't working, and you know, like there's like this like needing to kind of like figure that out, but they want to do it the right way here. All right, so that is really interesting. I hope that this is like making sense to you guys. All right, so I'm going to actually pull one of these. What else do we need to know for the masculine energy here for this full moon in Aquarius? What else do we need to know about this masculine energy here? Okay, justice. Fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor. Don't give up. Yeah, and I definitely like feel like that here. Like there's like this like epiphany or realization of like, you know, like just maybe circumstances, situations, relationships that like just aren't really right within their lives, like, and maybe for some like there's like unfair treatment or things just aren't equal. And then I feel like for others, like, that have like this feeling of like guilt or, like remorse in some way, like they're kind of giving justice to themselves or to, you know, the other person that they feel that they've wronged in some way. You know, like, maybe like asking for forgiveness, or forgiving themselves even, to kind of like balance these scales out here. Okay, man, and I feel like there was like a lot of eights for some reason. So like I feel like the Lionsgate portal even and like connected into this full moon, like I feel like whatever this is, it's been like brewing, and I feel like here in the month of August it's kind of like starting to come to a head. Okay, so here we have 3 of Gabriel, prosperity arising from wise planning, time to take the next step, optimistic plans that turn out as expected. Yeah, so I feel like there is like